Did you know that for this show, each season has at least one episode named after a song, one named as a Spanish word, and one named for a phrase or line from the original movie. So I just finished watching the final episode for part 3, season 6 of Cobra Kai. It's really hard saying goodbye to this show. It's been a great 7 years. Incredible how far this show has come. The popularity it's gained and the fans and just the awards it's been nominated for. It's incredible. It really is. Never would have thought that we would get a show based on the Karate Kid, and that it would be really successful too, and maybe even may lead to some spin-off shows. We shall see. But there's a lot of things that just went down these last 4 episodes, and I gotta say I was very happy, very happy with how this show wrapped up. There's a lot of great things that happened all the way up to the final episode. Mainly, some of the biggest things that happened in these last 4 episodes were really unexpected turns, and some really great character arcs and developments, and a little bit of redemption thrown in there. I'd say really one of the biggest unexpected twist was that Sam dropped out of the Sekai Taikai and was helping to train Tori. Robbie got injured, Miguel stepped in, and then Miyagi completely pulled out of the Sekai Taikai and back to Cobra Kai, which is very unexpected, but I love it. Like, it's something that you don't see coming, and it really just goes to show that really the show Cobra Kai was really all about Gianni and not about Daniel. He was really the underdog of the entire show, was Gianni, so I really liked how we really got to see some amazing character development for him. And then the redemption arc for John Kreese was actually really nice. I didn't really know what to think, what they're going to do with this character. I did say in my review for the first episode that he might die, he might sacrifice himself, he might have a turn to the good, which I ended up being right about that. But the way it was done with him making everything up to Johnny and them having it out, very emotional, powerful acting by both of them during that scene. It's what Johnny needed, but it was also what Kreese needed. I love that Kreese finally realized all these years that he's the bad guy, like he always has been, but he had a chance to make right, and he did it in the most noble way he knew how. Next thing, these last few episodes really turned on the nostalgia, really turned on the parallels to the first Karate Kid movie. I'll start with the nostalgia first. We got a Mr. Miyagi reference in there. We finally found out about the assault regarding him, but we also, in that Skeletons episode, we got to see him come back, help Daniel fight these skeleton ghosts. That was really neat. I will say, I think the CGI looked better on Mr. Miyagi in part 2 than part 3. It was a little more noticeable this time. But it was still awesome. Like, I didn't really care like his face looked. I just cared that we got to see Mr. Miyagi back on screen, and that it was a really neat scene. Just a really great homage to Mr. Miyagi. And then the nostalgia with when Robbie got injured, it was exactly like Daniel in the first Karate Kid movie, and how Daniel was all disappointed and thought he needed, he wanted to accomplish more, but Robbie went a little bit different direction. He was okay with it, but then a lot of nostalgia also with pulling from some Rocky 4 references, also just Rocky in general. The cool street scene where everyone's running behind Johnny and Daniel, which perfect, really I like that little touch there. Axel is kind of like Ivan Drago. He's the machine. They even referenced it. They even said it a couple times that he's not a machine, he's a man. Really nice callbacks there, really nice references there. And then you see kind of that Wolf is a lot like Kreese was in the first Karate Kid movie, pushing Axel to do crazy things that he doesn't have to do, but very strong parallels there that even Axel knew that he didn't have to cheat to win. The whole sweep the leg situation. I loved how Axel actually ended up being a good man at the end. He still had feelings for Sam, but he cared enough about her that he didn't injure Miguel in the way that he could have. Like, it could have been really bad, but he chose not to. So I really liked that. And he stood up to Wolf, like, very admirable. Like, I think that was a great send-off for him. I honestly wasn't mad that Robbie got injured and Miguel stepped in, because unfortunately I did see, when the leaks came out, I did see that Miguel would win the Sekai Taikai and that he would switch over to Cobra Kai. I just didn't know all the details surrounding that or when led up to it, so it wasn't a huge surprise to me. Unfortunately, I really wish it was, but it still didn't take away from the fact that it was still a really crazy moment in the show, and that Miguel, honestly, he deserved it more. And it was a happy ending for Robbie, happy ending for Sam, happy ending for Tori, and happy ending for Miguel. So I got my wishes. Like, it was a happy ending for everybody. They ended it really strong, and of course Johnny, perfect, coming full circle. I mean, honestly, it was just a full circle moment for him. amazing final episode. It couldn't have ended any better than it did. And then yeah, the legacy, like I talked about in the first episode review. What kind of legacy is going to be left behind? We'll see, because now that Miyagi-Do has stepped out of the spotlight and Cobra Kai is back on top, but the new improved Cobra Kai, the future of Kai looks bright. Miyagi-Do is not gone. We'll see what happens in the Karate Kid movie, because Daniel's still going to be senseiing, and he's never going to stop doing that. So I'm just excited to see, what's next for Miyagi-Do and how they're going to continue that legacy. And then I would say my favorite episode is pretty close. It's a pretty close tie between Skeletons and Ex-Degenerate. I like the Skeletons episode mainly because Mr. Miyagi showed up, and it was very neat. Callback there, very nostalgic. And then the Ex-Degenerate episode, mainly it was all Gianni focused, really coming to terms with himself, and his journey has been incredible. From where he started to where he is now, and the fact that he had to fight Wolf again, and how Daniel was in his corner, and really amazing thing, the beautiful thing is Daniel really accepted Cobra Kai. I really love that, Daniel and Gianni finally came to just resolution. They finally accepted each other and accepted each other's karate. I mean, that took them a very long time, so that was just a great way to finish it up. I'm going to rewatch those episodes again just because it was a phenomenal ending to a phenomenal show. So for the final episode of Season 6 of Cobra Kai Part 3, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 Mudflaps. Remember, leave me a thumbs up and drop in the comments below. What are your hopes and theories for the future of Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do? See you soon.